Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to do a comparison video comparing Too Faced Shadow Insurance by Urban Decay to a homemade primer. So I'm going to show you what they both look like. Now, this comes in a lovely little tube and it's really cute. And then this is the homemade one. You can make it in whatever you want to make it in. This is just an old CD case. Well, it's not really old, it's still got a CD in it. But I think I bought it for like really cheap, so it doesn't matter. This is what the homemade primer looks like. It looks a bit there, and it may kind of put you off. If it's just based on visual, I'd go for that. Personally, that's just my opinion. Milmo7 did a video saying about how to make the primer. I will link the video in the sidebar, and she shows you exactly how to make it, and she makes it look so easy to make, which it is, and she does a really good job of explaining how to do it step by step, how much you need of everything. So I'll put that video link in the sidebar. So she says, can someone compare it to Too Faced Shadow Insurance? I'm taking up that challenge. So I'm going to compare it to this, just because I think that people who don't know about both need to know about both. But I've found that this works so far, and as has Carly, and I've found that this works so far. So, yeah, basically, I'm going to tell you a bit about both. I've already kind of told you a bit about both, but you can make however much of this stuff as you want. This stuff you only get 11 grams of. I can't remember how much this was precisely on its own. There's probably a website out there that will tell you. Just Google it. This costs however much you put in. All you need is body butter, Vaseline and a foundation. So, and you only use a fraction of what you've got. But this costs, in a set with like a little palette thingy, costs €34. And I think it's about 17 on its own. So this is really expensive, this is really cheap. You can get as much as you want from this, and you can remake it whenever you want. This, if you live in the UK, you can't get, I don't think. I haven't found one place that sells it in the UK at all. If you know, put a comment below, please. This you only get 11 grams of. As I said, you can make however much you want of this. So I'll show you the consistencies. So that's the consistency difference. This one obviously comes out smoother because it's in a tube, and I'll show you the applicator tube. You just squeeze it out like so and place it onto your hand or your eye, which is where you're going to use it really. That one you just take it with a finger or a brush and you just smudge it. So I'll show you how long it takes to rub each of them in. I'll start with this one. And that rubs in pretty instantly. So now I'll rub in the second one. And that too doesn't take too long to rub in either. Now as for colour difference and shininess and oiliness and whatnot, that one you can see has a bit more oil to it, but it has got Vaseline in it, so it's kind of expected really. Now for the colour test. I'm going to take some random palettes. I've got just some random cheap drugstore ones in here that I'll be swatching on here. I've got some matte colours, FCK colours, and what came with the primer that I bought as well. So real diverse kind of higher end to lower end, and we're going to see just what looks better or what looks worse or what looks the same. So I'm going to start with the insurance policy little palette thingy, and I'm going to take the colour Socialite here. Such a gorgeous copper, it's so pretty, you'll see in a second. So I've already got both primers on my hand. I'm just going to put a bit on the bottom and a bit on the top. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but the bottom one looks more shinier. It actually honestly does. It looks really nice and shiny. The top one still looks like, I don't know if you can see it, but the top one looks lighter and the bottom one looks darker. So that means that with the homemade one, it does look brighter and more pigmented. which is good for the homemade stuff. Now I'm going to take the FCK palette, and I'm going to take the bright purple that's in it, like the bright purple there. Just going to take some of that, place it on both bits of my hand. Okay, with this one, again, it looks darker on the bottom, lighter on the top. With this colour, I think it actually looks better light, so for the purple, this one's definitely a win. But I'm going to try another colour on my hand from this palette just to see if the fairness is alright. I'm going to take a shimmery green to the bottom. Okay, so there's the results of that one. The bottom looks darker again. It looks more pigmented, brighter. Only just, I'll add, but it still looks darker, brighter, shinier, sparklier, and overall better, like better quality. That's really light, and then that is really dark and pigmented and beautiful. So, now we'll try a matte colour. I'm going to take the colour Tilt. I think they look pretty much the same. I think they do, personally. Maybe the camera's not picking it up. But, actually, I'm not sure if it's the lighting. But again, that looks darker. It looks more pigmented. Only very slightly. So we're winning on it, the homemade one here. Now I'm going to take a really bright pink. This is just a drugstore one. We've finally got a win for Urban Decay. Bright pink, it looks brighter up here, it looks better. Down here, only just, again, down here it just looks lighter and not as, like, the same, if you know what I mean? So yeah, that's all good. I'm going to take a green that's kind of chipped a bit. Oh well. But this drugstore again. That's a hard one to call. I think they both pretty much look the same. There's no real difference at all whatsoever. I'm going to take a sparkly white highlight colour that's kind of dented. All my drugstore ones have like just totally failed. Again, they look pretty much the same. I did put the product like all the way up to my wrist, so it's alright. But yeah, they look pretty much the same. So, as a result, they're pretty much the same. There's only just a teeny bit of difference between them. And the difference is better on behalf of the homemade one. Which is interesting, because instead of spending, say, £17 on the Shadow Insurance, you can make your own for really, really cheap. And it's exactly the same. So, I hope this helped anyone get any ideas whether to buy a primer or make one. Here's the colours again. Really only very subtle differences. Carly, I hope this helps you decide which one's better. I'd say the homemade one is, personally. So, I'll see you guys next video. I hope you subscribe, rate and comment, and let me know what you think about the homemade primer if you've tried it. So I'll see you next video.